from a song from an obscure Canadian singer. It's the same guy, actually. He acts, sings, writes, directs, all that stuff. I'm kind of ambivalent about his movies, but I do like how he sings. The title of the book has nothing to do whatsoever with the song, though. In the book, Two Green Keys is the title of a never-completed lost movie starring an actor named Frank O'Day. When you join his fan club, you receive 2 keys as symbols of this lost movie. It's a way for the fans to identify each other.
Yes, Ruth Ann's keys are based on mine. You can see the 2 little green ones on there.
If props are necessary, I just needed it for the picture. There's also another prop to this book. They join a fan club via the internet, so there is an internet fan club site for the book. It's called twogreenkeys.com. Carol considers herself a movie buff. She's not a fan of movie stars. Ruth Ann, her friend, is the big movie star fan. Her particular favorite is this guy named Frank O'Day, who's been dead for decades. But Ruth Ann insists that he's not dead. Carol can't understand how she can feel such real feelings for somebody she's never going to meet, who's probably dead. Carol has an obsession of her own. She wants to be a writer. Ruth Ann talks her into writing a biography. The story is more concerned with actors and movies and directors in Hollywood and the price of fame and the unique use that Frank O'Day puts all the fans' love and adoration to. That's really what the story's about.
Of course, what Frank O'Day really looks like is in the eye of the reader, so the keys are covering his face. It's actually one of the guys from the cover of A Passing Resemblance. I just put him in a tux.
The hardest part was keeping all the chronology straight. It spans many years, and I had to always remember who was how old at what time. I learned a little bit about Reiki and other Japanese beliefs, and I Googled universal energy, and I got back a page about telepathic love therapy, which is where you can actually send good wishes to people telepathically. And I somehow got on a psychic mailing list, and they email me every day and tell me I'm got good news coming, but they won't tell me what it is unless I pay for it. This part shows Carol and Ruth Ann's differences in perception. Carol says, I studied the picture of Frank O'Day circa 1961. What was it about this guy, dead for almost 20 years before my friend was even born, that tickled her fancy so much? The picture was in black and white. He was wearing a tuxedo. He had a high forehead and black wavy hair. Gray eyes surveyed the viewer from beneath slightly manicured brows. His nose was nondescript, not too big, not too small. He had a large mouth, a nice smile, slightly uneven, slightly crooked teeth. I had just duly noted these impressions on the blank screen of my laptop, mostly just to make it not blank anymore, when Ruth Ann knocked politely at the door. I told her to come in. Wordlessly, I turned the laptop in her direction. She smiled attentively and read the short paragraph. Then she looked up at me with a not well hidden, slightly pained expression. She simply said, "May I?" After a few moments, she said, "How about this?" The "instead" hung in the air, unsaid. She handed the computer back to me. Frank considers us smugly in a publicity still from his acclaimed film High Times in Manhattan. Is there any icon more enduring, more alluring than a man in a tuxedo? He has the brow of an angel, crowned with glorious wavy hair, as black as midnight. Our fingers itch and ache to run gently through that hair. He has enormous eyes, as dark and as blue and as depthless as an angry, stormy ocean. Poets sing about such eyes. He has the cheekbones of a Greek god, a strong, perfect nose, a manly chin. Frank's subtle, knowing smile tells us that he has peered into our soul. He has kenned our desires, something we are powerless to conceal from him. He has an indescribable, incredible mouth. We would do anything, give anything, for the opportunity to taste that full bottom lip just once. And Frank knows it. His teeth, just ever so slightly, endearingly crooked, lend an everyman, boy-next-door quality to his otherwise flawless face. I looked up from Ruth Ann's glowing lyrical description, nonplussed. I I minimized the window and looked at the picture again. I had to admit that she was right, he did have enormous eyes. But all the rest of it, I just wasn't feeling it.
9thstreetpress.com